Hello and welcome back to GrindCraft. Now, today, as I told you in the last update, which as I'm recording now is going to come out in a couple hours. So I'm doing this without much more input from y'all, but I mentioned in that video that I was going to be using the fill command to get rid of Bedrock in chunks that I've cleared. I'm going to slightly amend my statements in that video, and we're going to do that today because I promised you that I'd do it on camera. And just if this is the first time that you're seeing videos from GrindCraft, just to be clear, I've done all of this manually, one bedrock block at a time. I cleared out 2 chunks fully, and I cleared out, I'd say, a good half of another 2 chunks. So in my view, I've proven that I can do this. Most of what's left to do, if I wanted to do the rest of this manually, is just getting materials and doing the process over and over and over again. And I'm sick of it. Honestly, I don't want to keep doing it. It's not fun for me, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. But I do want to have this kind of flat bedrock, and yeah. So I'm gonna do some fill commands, and this is gonna be, super super engaging, interesting content here. We're gonna basically do some testing and see if I can do this all correctly, and then after that we're gonna clear out all of this area. I said in the last video that I was going to wait until 1.21 came out, but I decided that I'd rather just have the clear area to work with. Because it just I don't know, it feels like it's just been on my mind for so long, and I just kind of want to get this over with and get it done. So we are looking at -16 -62. I'm looking at this error block. -16 -62 15. So -16 -52 -16 -62 15. I should probably have a notepad open to do this, but I'm gonna do my best. So -1 0. Okay, so -1 0. All right, this is gonna take me a little bit to get done. Okay, so fill command -16. Oops, 16 -62 15. And then 2, oh shoot, what was it? It's gonna be a lot of back and forth, I'm sorry. It's -1 0, okay. I think I can figure this out. Fill, -16, -62, 15, -1, -62, 0. We're gonna fill it with air, and we're gonna replace bedrock. So hopefully this works, and it removes the top layer of bedrock from this chunk only. That looks like it worked. All right, cool. I'm gonna sleep quick because it's past bedtime, as it were. All right, so that's one test complete. So now, in theory, if I do the same thing, but by the way, we're gonna be clearing out deep slate here as we find it, because we are gonna uncover some deep slate that has been hidden by multiple bedrocks. So the next thing is we're gonna just change this to -63, and that should remove that second layer. Yes. So we have one chunk completely gone. Boy, okay. I'll say 2 things here. First of all, it feels so good to just have a chunk done like that. And the second thing is, it doesn't feel like an accomplishment. I'm starting to doubt myself, but I'm gonna keep going just because I don't wanna doubt myself too much here. All right, so this one is -1 -1, so that should be easy enough to figure that out. So over here is we're just basically going to copy this. So it's minus 16, minus 16 at the same y level. And we're going to go to minus 1, minus 1, minus 63. So that should clear out. Yep, everything is cleared out there. Cool. So now we have 4 chunks cleared out entirely, which is great. However, we aren't going to stop there. As I said, we are going to clear out all of these 2 5x5s. So this is going to be 50 chunks that we're going to clear out all at once with one command. And hopefully I'm doing this correctly, because if not, we're gonna we're gonna have some problems. But so this is minus 32, minus 60, minus 32. I'm actually gonna open a notepad quick. Hold on. Minus 32, minus 60, minus 32. Okay. And then we're going to go over to the other corner over here. There's going to be so much bedrock just gone in an instant, and it's going to be glorious. All right. This is 127. I'm going to make this minus 63, so it's we're 1 block up from the last bedrock that we want to remove, and then 47. So that should be our coordinates. And I'm going to go do this from somewhere a little bit elevated, maybe over here on the quarry. By the way, there is a fair amount of progress to report on the quarry, but that's not what this video is. So don't mind me being at minus 37. Like, we have made some progress here, and I'll get you an update video. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Paste in those coordinates. We're gonna replace it with air. Replace bedrock, and here we go. This is the big enter push. Hopefully this all works. Ah, too many blocks in the specified area. Okay, that's fine. We can do the first 5x5 first, and then we'll just scooch over. So this is the central chunk. We go out 1, out 2, and then out 1. Ah! I could probably just do this with math, but it'd be too easy. Okay, so it's going to be 47, 47, I think. Yeah. If I look at it, yeah, okay, so it's just changing that minus 120 to 47. So that should be easy enough. Okay, and we have potentially a better view with the camera here as well. Okay. 47, 47. Are we ready? Boom. Look at that. And it does reveal a number of blocks that we can start removing. And I imagine this is going to be a fair amount of this video, because, like, I am going to do some work on removing it from the next quarry. I might actually not do everything on camera, come to think of it. I said in the last video that I made that I was going to do all of this on camera every single time. I think that might get a little bit overwhelming, because I'm going to try to do it for not just this quarry, but this quarry as well, that quarry as well, and in fact all of the corners. So that might actually be a little bit long in the tooth for a video, but I did want to take you along at the very least for the first big removal of bedrock. And you know, as much as this doesn't feel like a personal accomplishment, like it's not something that I did myself, it does feel really like a lot of weight off my shoulders to just be like, yeah, the bedrock's gone. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I'm happy I'm doing it. Even though maybe there's not quite as much, like, I don't know what the relevant brain chemical is for, like, I did a thing and I'm happy about it, but this feels very good to just kind of have this off of my back. So yeah, I am glad I'm doing it. And yeah, this is taking a little while to clear out all this deep slate that's kind of slipped through the cracks. Obviously, in the future, we won't have to do this, because basically what will happen is, rather than doing all the in-between stuff for the bedrock, we'll we won't have bedrock in our active quarries, except for this last layer of bedrock. We'll just have it replaced with deep slate. So the last quarrying we'll do, as I'm thinking about it, is basically doing a super breaker run across a 2 by 2 by what is it, 74 strip of deep slate, and then just cleaning up what we didn't get with the super breaker. So it'll be maybe a little anticlimactic because we don't have that slightly different work at the very end, but at the same time, like, I don't mind. As long as I get this flat bedrock situation going and I have room to work with, that's what I'm after. So I don't necessarily mind how it gets done, and the way that I've kind of situated myself in order to do quarry work, like, is pretty efficient. So I'm actually happy with that system, and not having to do all this janky running in between bedrock and trying to find spawnable blocks crap. Like, I'm actually kind of over all that, so I'm glad I'm doing this way. I'm also planning to do this in the nether and clear out not the first nether quarry. I'll do that later, because it's going to require us to do like a lot of clearing of blocks, because the main nether quarry has a lot of, like, I haven't cleared the stuff in between the bedrock for that, so it'll take me a little bit longer to kind of accomplish that and get it done, but we will get it done. All right, so now let's do this second one. I do want to do this one on camera as well. Oh man, that looks so cool and neat. Oh, I love it. Okay, I am gonna get, I think, the one of the texture packs that changes the bedrock texture, because this is a little noisy for me, so I'd rather have not this texture. All right, so in theory, I think so. This should be. Oh wait. This is still minus 32, I think. But it'll be 48 instead. Or wait. I should go check. Hold on. I'm not going to guesstimate on this at all. 48 minus 32. Okay. So 48 minus 32. Then we delete this one and we put in 48. And then this one's going to be 127. We already figured that out. And this one's still going to be 47. So that should be the command. Let's run it. Oh yeah. Oh, man. Oh, it feels so good to have this done. I mean, obviously we got to clear out all this crap now, but yeah, I'm really excited to have no further obstacles to just, like, having this space. And part of the reason that I want to do this, by the way, is that I've got these villagers over here and they're just kind of sitting there. They are not useful right now. So I might actually move the villagers into a somewhat more permanent home in these chunks by the time that I record the next video. And that'll be, I think, an update video because of the insane progress that I've been making on the quarry. I think at this point I can't not record an update video for the next video, even though it'll only have been, I guess it'll be 9 days since I recorded that video by the time I release it. So you'll get your update soon enough, folks. Don't worry, don't worry. Come on. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really positive change. I think it's going to open up a lot of avenues for us, even though I'm not going to move, like, permanent storage down here before I get before we update to 121. Like, that's the new sort of blocker for us, I think. That's the new sort of blocked task, rather, is that I'm not going to move my storage until then. But this will open up avenues for us to sort of build other systems, like the villager trading hall, into a more permanent location as and when we have the space available. I'm not sure if I want to do that in this area. I think the permanent storage is going to end up running ending east-west. So this area may be used for storage as opposed to anything else like villagers, whatever. But if we clear out this area, maybe that's where I put the villager trading hall, so that I have a permanent spot for my villagers. And that would be really cool to have, because for a really, really long time now, I've had a whole bunch of villagers kind of sitting around in temporary spaces. Like the temporary stuff that I have set up right now for them is actually pretty nice, and I kind of like the design for it, so I'll probably replicate it. But I do want to have sort of their final position kind of set up. And yeah, so it'll be good to have that. And yeah, I think we're just gonna, you know, given how long this is taking, it might just be that we clear out all of this stuff and then we're done. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do the replace or the fill commands for the active quarries, but I am gonna just finish doing this and then we'll see where we're at. As before, as I mentioned in the last video, I am gonna be looking for about 20 minutes here on this task, and if it takes me to 25 minutes to clear out all this stuff that's on the bottom of our quarry, then that'll be the video you get. It's just me running 4 fill commands, or 5 fill commands, and then clearing out a bunch of crap that was stuck between bedrock. But I do hope, by the way, since I'm doing this without final input on the last video, I realized that I did have a bunch of comments telling me, hey, do what you want, it's a sandbox game, but I hope none of you are too angry with me that I didn't, like, manually do all of this work, because, you know, that was my initial thinking. And at first, I wanted to do all of that work manually, but I can't. At this point, I can't. It's just this sort of, like, it feels like a sort of Damocles kind of hanging over me, and I don't want to have to do all the work. Like, it felt like so much of an imposition as soon as I decided to do it, and that is perhaps not terribly surprising. I don't think I've mentioned this on video or on stream or anywhere really, but I am I believe myself to be on the autistic spectrum, and specifically I believe myself to have PDA profile autism, which, if you're not familiar, PDA stands for pathological demand avoidance, or persistent demand, or pervasive demand for autonomy, depending on who you ask. Basically means that whenever I feel obligated to do something, I no longer want to do that thing. It's a very oversimplified version of the definition, but I guess it's not terribly surprising that once I decided that I had this task that I wanted to do, I all of a sudden didn't want to do the task. But there you go. Now we've got these 50 chunks cleared out. No bedrock, no nothing. Just the bottom layer of bedrock at the bottom, and I've got my nether portal and my bed, of course, my backup bed, just in case. So that is fantastic. That's huge progress, and we do in fact have time to do this next fill command. So I will do that with you, and we are going to do something slightly different here. So this is 32 minus 112. Oops. And over here, wait, did I do that right? Was it 32 minus 112 or was it minus 32? It was minus 32. Okay, I'm glad I double checked. Minus 32 minus 112. Over here is 47 minus 32, 33. So minus 32 minus 112, and then 47 minus 33. And instead of filling this with air, we are going to fill this with deep slate. So all of the bedrock that's below me right now in the 25 chunks in this current quarry is going to replace bedrock with deep slate. That's assuming I've got this command correct, and I'm pretty sure I do, so let's find out. Boom. Now, obviously, I can't confirm this across the entire chunk. However, if I come down here and look at the wall of the quarry, you see over here, there's a bunch of bedrock here. Not over here. This entire wall of the quarry has been unbedrocked. Cool. So when we finish this quarry, it'll just be by basically running along bedrock on this bottom layer and clearing out all the deep slate. And that's fantastic. Now, since we've gotten that done, might as well come over here. I have been doing, this is another sneak peek at the next update, by the way. I have been clearing out these top 4 layers where the bedrock and stone kind of mix. I decided that in the stone quarries, I basically would do this, and then I wouldn't call it done until I'd done these 4 layers. But anyways, this is 47,127. Should be able to remember that, hopefully. This is minus 32,48. 48 and 47,127. I'm doubting myself. No, that looks right. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, we're gonna run this, and we'll go and check. Well, we'll check what we can. Obviously, if we run into Bedrock problems later, we can fix it, but look at that. That looks fantastic. Okay, cool. Well, we hit about 20 minutes, so actually I'm going to call it there. I'm going to come up here so we can get a good view as we do our little outro here. It's going to be a very brief outro, but I will mention, like I said, I wanted to do at least this first bit on camera with you, so first of all, so you know what the process looks like. So you know I'm not replacing every single bedrock in the world. Like, we aren't doing that. I mentioned the rules in the last video, but basically, like, I'm not changing the nether roof. I'm not removing from random chunks. I'm just doing it in the active quarries, or soon to be active quarries. So like these two were no-brainers. I'm definitely going to get to these 4 corners, so I'm going to do those off camera. And we're going to do it at the bottom of the nether in the active nether quarries. Probably, again, the central 9 first. And yeah, so that's basically the rules. But I wanted you to understand like what I was doing and why. And now I have made that clear, hopefully. Other things, I'm looking over my notes. I kind of winged it on this one, so I'm just making sure that I kind of do my notes here. And yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much it, actually. But yeah, the last thing I'll leave you with is, obviously this is kind of an administrative video, but if you liked it, like the video. You know, obviously that's what the like button is there for. And if you want to see more videos from this world, obviously I don't just put in commands into the chat in every episode. Obviously I am doing various things. I am mining, I am building things from time to time. Not recently, actually, come to think of it. Maybe I should do some of that before the next update video. But if you want to make sure that you see when that update video comes out, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any suggestions for how I can make this world better, please put it in the comments. I know I've just kind of ignored some suggestions by removing this bedrock with the fill command, but I do read the comments. I do test out suggestions. I do my best to make that, to make that useful. So do leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. And that's it from GrindCraft for me today. I'll see you in the next one. And like I said, I think it'll be an update video because I have done so much work. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.